Putin is escalating, trying to intimidate Europe. The Russian Oreshnik in Belarus.
They are finishing the process of moving the Oreshnik to the territory of Belarus. We understand where it will be deployed. We are sharing this information with our partners.
The mustachioed cockroach armed with the Oreshnik is a direct threat to all of Europe, especially Western Europe.
The first positions for the Oreshnik missile system have been set up. We have had it since yesterday, and it is going on combat duty.
Meanwhile, a wave of fakes and disinformation about the Oreshnik's flight time to Kyiv and other Ukrainian cities is spreading online. In reality, Ukraine is out of reach for the Russian Oreshnik deployed on the territory of Belarus.
And considering the distance even from the most remote point in the Republic of Belarus, even to Kyiv, this distance is practically in what is called the dead zone.
Why did Putin need to redeploy the Oreshnik to Belarus? What are the characteristics of this ballistic missile? How can it be countered? This and more. Coming up in Arsenal. The technical specifications of the Oreshnik are known thanks to specialists studying the missile debris left after the Russian occupiers struck Dnipro in November 2024. According to experts, the Oreshnik is a modification of the Rubezh missile, and both are further developments of the Russian RS-24 Yars project, a strategic missile system with a solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile for both mobile and silo-based deployment, with a multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle, MIRV warhead. According to...
Based on the debris we have, the core is the YARS missile, which is currently on combat duty in the Russian Federation. It has been manufactured for over 10 years. Its prototype was the Topol missile. The main feature is the improvement of the guidance system. And what we see is that a telemetry system is installed on the missile. This indicates that it was an actual research and combat launch as part of the Oreshnik program. In
the case of pressure, intimidation and blackmail against Europe and the US, the accuracy of the Oreshnik becomes secondary. Its rather impressive range of up to 5,500 kilometers is enough.
Why then is the information about the deployment of the Oreshnik primarily addressed to Western partners? We're talking about the fact that the Oreshnik is a two-stage solid-fuel medium-range ballistic missile, and accordingly it has certain tactical and technical characteristics. This includes a maximum flight range of about 5,500 kilometers, and accordingly a minimum range as well. The minimum flight range is 700 kilometers. And considering the distance from the farthest point within the territory of the Republic of Belarus, even to Kyiv, this distance actually falls within what is called the dead zone.
Any Russian exercises and test launches of the Oreshnik, which are regularly conducted at the Kapustin Yar test range, from where the missile was also launched in November 2024, along the Dnipro, they are causing concern among the member countries of the North Atlantic Alliance.
I am absolutely certain that if the Russians did not have nuclear weapons, we would be in Ukraine and would have driven them out. But they do have nuclear weapons. I do not consider it impossible for NATO troops to participate in the war against Russia. But in that case, NATO is taking a risk as an alliance.
As for the operating principle of the Oreshnik missile, it has a separable warhead with individually guided re-entry vehicles. Several warheads detach, allowing them to strike multiple targets at once with the launch of just a single missile.
The missile itself has a separable warhead that splits into about 3 or 4 parts, depending on its power. 3 to 4 individually guided warheads. The yield of each warhead in TNT equivalent is up to half a megaton, that is 500 kilotons. For comparison, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima was 20 kilotons. So that's 25 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
Like most other representatives of the Russian strategic missile forces, the Oreshnik operates on the principle of if you have power. Accuracy is not necessary.
Its accuracy isn't high. For example, you can't use it with a conventional warhead because its accuracy is 120 to 150 meters. That's the circular error probable. So a high explosive warhead wouldn't work here.
The most obvious way to counter the Oreshnik is a preemptive strike on the complex's deployment site.
They are finishing the process of moving the Oreshnik to the territory of Belarus. We understand where it will be stationed, and we are passing this information to our partners.
Given its location in Belarus, Ukraine has enough strike capabilities. long-range and rocket-powered drones, FP-2 Pekla Barsi Polyanitsia, and
Also cruise missiles such as the long-range Neptunes and Flamingo with ranges of 1,000 and 3,000 kilometers respectively. Usually the warhead of a modern cruise missile is 450, but at most 500 kilograms. As a rule, almost all missiles have a 450 kilogram warhead, so a warhead weighing 1 ton makes a big difference. If it hits a target, for example, an industrial facility, 2 such missiles will completely disable it for at least a year. That is, there will be a single crater about 20 meters in diameter.
in addition to long-range weapons, Ukraine has unique experience in destroying the Oreshnik complex as a result of a joint special operation by SBU and GUR operatives at the occupiers' rear training ground in Kapustin Yar.
The destruction of the Oreshnik. The Russians. It was 100% successful. This was back when even the name of the complex was still unknown. The mission to destroy it was not publicized, and its results were known only to the Supreme Commander-in-Chief and the presidents of several countries.
The key problem with such preemptive strikes or destruction is the fact that Oreshnik is located on the territory of Belarus.
To deliver a preemptive strike on such locations, it is possible that this ballistic missile is being based on the territory of the Republic of Belarus. This is in fact a declaration of war against that state. That is why it is no coincidence that such information is being presented by the Russian and Belarusian sides. Ukraine is not at war with the Republic of Belarus.
Without preemptive strikes in the country from which the Oreshnik ballistic missile is launched, the only option left is to counter those few warheads that separate from the main missile.
It is precisely against these independently separating warheads in their final stage that the Patriot air defense missile system can be used, as it is specifically designed to neutralize such aeroballistic threats.
That's all for now. Don't forget to write in the comments which types of weapons you'd like to learn more about. Give this video a like, and of course, subscribe to our Arsenal channel. The link is in the description below the video.